This is SportsCenter with Elle Duncan and Kevin Nagandi.
It's hump day. It feels like the longest hump day ever, but we have made it. Welcome into SportsCenter. PTI is back in a second. They're going to talk about a young hoopster that's being called the next LeBron. Is that a thing? And who we could see under center for the Jets this season.
The Cowboys have their quarterback, but a ton of other questions at multiple positions coming up. The tough decisions Dallas needs to make. But first,
more on this story. We bring in our NFL reporter, Jeff Darlington. It appears that, the love is there. We even heard David Carr mention he could be a future Hall of Famer in the Jets system. But then there's Aaron Rodgers, and there's also interest there. How do you see this whole thing playing out for the Jets? It's a little less messy to get Derek Carr. He's available. He's a free agent. As a wise philosopher once said, if you like it, then you should put a ring on it. Because no one's put a ring on the Jets in a long time. In fact, they've got the longest active postseason drought in the NFL. You mentioned Aaron Rodgers. Let's say that he doesn't go to the Jets. How do you see what he's going to deal with in Green Bay playing out? We don't know if he'll leave the Packers until he leaves that darkness retreat. Don't know if that's happened either. Jeff Darlington with the latest here on SportsCenter. Well, let's stay there but go to the NBA. And I said yesterday on the show that one of my favorite stories from the first half of the NBA season was the Sacramento Kings, who currently sit at third place in a very, very crowded Western Conference final, in large part because I like an underdog, and they have the longest active playoff drought in all four major pro sports. 2006, the last time they made the postseason. So as for how their chances look, well, they head into the All-Star break at 5-5, so a little bit mixed, but this is the real rub. They've got the third toughest remaining strength of schedule in the NBA. You take a look at their next 5 opponents. Of course, the Clippers are a team that is right on their heels for one of those postseason spots. So we'll see if they can make some moves and finally punch their ticket to the playoffs. Our former NBA champ, Kendrick Perkins, is joining us now here on SportsCenter. Perk, I just showed you a team that I'm watching in the West. Give me your top 3 teams in the Western Conference right now and start with number 3. A little shocked when you a couple of minutes ago said you had never swam in the Atlantic Ocean, but now that I've had time to think about it, I realize that if you're on the yacht, you don't have to get in the water. Let's go! Kendrick Perkins, who's fabulous, joining us here. Keyshawn Johnson is back with us. Key, we found out last night that Brock Purdy's surgery to repair his torn UCL is going to have to be delayed as they wait on some of the swelling to go down. It just feels like the news just keeps getting worse out of San Francisco. What do you make of their quarterback situation?
You know they are.
Purdy expected to miss 6 months once he does have that surgery. So it looks like Trey Lance will have to handle all of the duties for OTAs and mini camps. But again, that was their number 1 pick. So they have kind of an embarrassment of riches. Keyshawn Johnson joining us here on SportsCenter.
Don't fill in that blank.
yes. Does North Carolina get in?
No.
No.
You don't think North Carolina gets in?
I don't think North Carolina's getting in.
Any chance they get that automatic bid by winning the ACC?
No.
Tell me how you really feel, Sean Farnham.
You guys asked me to be direct, right?
We like that.
That's
No
what
tap
we needed to
dancing.
hear, especially because Carolina, they've got to win games like tonight. Because there's no excuse against Notre
First of
Dame.
all, you can't lose any of the games you're supposed to win, and then you got to win 2 games that you've proven so far this season that you can't win.
Yeah. Keep an eye on the Duke game, though.
We will. We'll keep an eye on Sean Farnham as we'll see him at the half. Let's get out of here right now and get you to a little. Thanks for joining us on SportsCenter.
Always a pleasure.